Today we are going to discuss how to train for the John Muir Trail so you don't get injured on it and you can complete your thru hike. We're going to go over about 5 basic concepts and then stick around for part 2 because at the end of it I'm going to give you a bonus tip as well. How did I get 5? One common thing that I want to debunk right off the bat. A lot of people will tell you the trail is going to get you in shape. While this may be true if you're doing the PCT and you're going to be out for 5 to 6 months, for the JMT, this is like a short spurt. So if you're going from couch to a moon landscape at 10,000 to 14,000 feet, you can imagine what that's going to do to your body, right? So in my mind, the JMT is not one of them where the trail is going to get you in shape. Why would you not go in as in good a shape as you can be, right? To avoid injury. A lot of people think that injuries just occur because of blind misfortune. They got unlucky, they twisted an ankle, they busted a knee or whatever. And I am here to tell you we need to take responsibility for preventing injuries from happening, okay? And there's very, very simple and very, very proven ways to do this. The 2 things that I'm going to talk about in this first video are going to be controlled anticular rotations, which are abbreviated as CARs, and then I'm going to talk about some different weight training methods to help protect some of those joints and some of those, vulnerable places that people tend to get injured on when they're on a hike, when they're running and stuff like that. Let's get into our exercises. Welcome to the Bachelor Pad Gym. Let's go over the first pair of exercises. CARs, so controlled anticular rotations. So what this is going to really do is help bathe your joints in that good synovial fluid. I like to grab under my knee here with my right hand, if it's my right leg, and I like to do rotations with, this is for your knee. So this is for the cartilage in and around your knee. So I like to keep my foot pointed in one direction here. You can hear it click. And then I turn the foot and I come down, and my foot's hairy because we have dogs. So I come around and I do the rotation. So I usually do three rotations here, okay? And then I switch and I do it the other way, 3 rotations. Now we're not done. So what I'll do is I'll take my left hand and I'll go under, and then I will grab my other arm and then I'll grab over the knee. Now this is gonna be for the ankle rotations. So simply just do the same thing, trying to keep my foot as straight as possible and do 3 rotations here. So how do I use CARs? I use them every single day when I wake up. And that is just to get my body moving, get it into the good mobility ranges, and get that synovial fluid going. I also use it for warm-ups, for when I'm doing a muscle training session and when I go for a run. And when I was on the JMT, I try to do it like every morning or like at a lunch break or something like that. It was a little bit harder because you're tired, but it did pay dividends later in the day. Okay, so here's the other pair. So find a flat thing to go up against. Sometimes I like to hold on to something. Mostly what I do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna bring my foot up, my leg up and around. So as you notice, everything is just rotations. So we're just rotating, and you're gonna hear probably your hip click, which I like. Okay, so I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna keep it flat and go the other way. And that's my computer. Okay, and then I just like to add a couple things, and I like to go internal rotation with my hip 3 times. And then I like to kick out for sort of a hamstring mobility, hamstring stretch. And that's it for CARs. Now, with CARs, I'm gonna leave a link in the description because I do a full body CARs every morning. But like I said, when I'm hiking, I only kind of do my lower body for the most part. But one really helpful one too when you're hiking, especially when you're having a heavy pack on your back, is to these back rotations. Oh, and you hear it clicking too. Moving on to exercises. This is like the bread and butter. One kind of bonus tip for this is I like to do most of these as much as I can in bare feet or with socks on. And that's just because I think it helps strengthen your foot a little more than when you're actually in shoes. So just give that a try. First one that we have is the Cossack Squat. Now, I'm gonna do this, usually I do this weighted, but I'm just gonna kind of show you the exercise as it is. So the Cossack Squat is essentially just like this. This is gonna take a little mobility, so I would probably start with it unweighted. But this is gonna strengthen mobility in the hips, it's gonna strengthen mobility in your, it's gonna strengthen your quads. And it's actually, you kind of look kind of cool doing it. Bent knee calf raises. So a lot of people will do calf raises just like this, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. But to strengthen more of the Achilles tendon, what we want to do is we want to kind of bend our knee. Okay, so rather than being here, we want to bend our knee. And I like to have something stable again. Usually do this weighted, and then just do your calf raises. And this is going to help strengthen the Achilles. One of my buddies just had an Achilles injury, and let me tell you, it sucks. Okay, and then we have good mornings. So you're here, you want to keep your feet as straight as possible and keep your back straight, and you're just going down. And it's almost like a deadlift, but this is really gonna hit your hamstrings, the back of your legs. Variation of this, and to help with balance, this is really good if you have, if you're doing it barefoot too, is to take like a kettlebell or a dumbbell or whatever, put them in both hands and go one-legged. So you're gonna go here, and you're gonna come down, keep that leg straight, keep both legs straight, and then come back up. So this is great for balance. Again, you can see my foot. If I wasn't wearing a sock, you'd see my foot is really working here, right? So another one going off of that is gonna be a one-legged stability stance. So I like to grab some sort of towel, I like to ball it up. Basically, we're just trying to make it so your foot's a little unstable. So I like to stand on it one-legged, and I'll take a dumbbell in one hand, and I'll pass it, probably like a 5 to 10 pound dumbbell, and I'll pass it behind my back, and I'll grab it, and I'll pass it like this. So again, you can see my foot working. This is really strengthening the foot, this is strengthening the ankle, it's strengthening your balance, okay? Then obviously I'll switch here. Different one for the quads. But again, good for mobility, is the reverse Nordic curl. So this looks like this. Again, once you progress, use some weight. Front to back movement. This one's really good for the side to side. So it's just a med ball skater is what it's called. So you just kind of hop, hop, and hop. Another thing that kind of gets overlooked is those hip flexors. So basically just a side-to-side movement that's really targeting the outsides of your hips and your hip flexors. You can also like use the band, and you can put it on something, and you can just go out with one, however you want to do it. Now the opposite of that is obviously the inside of your groin. So this is another one that's often overlooked. So I like to come and I like to, if you don't have like a machine, I like to grab a bench, and I'll lay my leg perpendicular to the bench. I'll lay my other one here, and then I'll just hit my reps in like that. Really good for targeting the inner groin. Weighted step-ups. So what I like to do is, obviously you have your traditional step-up, right? Which is, yeah, I know. But you'd have your barbell, you'd have a dumbbell, or dumbbells or barbell over, right? You're gonna be coming here, and don't hit my head. You're gonna come in there, right? So this is great. And to be honest, I wish I did more of this exercise prior to the JMT, because the whole JMT is walking up large ass passes, okay? So this is a really good one. So weighted step-ups. Now, a little bonus with this is opposing muscles. So when you're getting sick of going forwards, come here and then come to the side and come up with it, okay? So again, you're holding dumbbells, you're doing it body weight, you're doing it with a barbell, you're coming here, boom. And so you're hitting the side, you're hitting the sides of your hips instead of just going forward. Now, of course, you want to throw in some core, you want to throw in some lower back with this type of stuff. You know, whatever your favorite core exercises are, make sure you're working that transverse plane. You can do those landmines, so you would have a barbell, shove it in the corner, come here, boom. It's really hitting the sides of your abs and things like that, so make sure you're hitting those. Make sure, again, you're hitting your lower back. So if you just want to do your back bends, stuff like that. Guys, thanks for watching part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. It's going to be coming up next week. Please give a like and subscribe if you liked the video. Hopefully you did, I don't know.